Hey y'all, back with another video. If I can get my daggone thing to sit where it needs to stay. Okay. So I was supposed to do this and record this, and I did it like 3 or 4 times, and I just could not like allow myself to really just like post it. Like I just felt like it was fake, and it's because I had everything listed out. So I'm gonna do my 22 things that I've learned thus far being a 22-year-old as of Tuesday. So one, and if I'm probably gonna lose count at some point, just bear with me, y'all. I'm gonna just give y'all some lessons. You are not responsible for the version that someone else has created in their mind of you, right? Your job is not to live up to their expectation of what you could be. Like, if you are showing who you are as an individual right then and there, then they should take it at surface level. Like, not take everything with a grain of salt, but like pretty much it's not your job to live up to their description of how they should see you or how they perceive. Like, that's not your job. That's not your job. 2, give people grace. And I'm learning this myself, still being alive. Give people grace, because you don't know what someone's going through. Like, someone had put it into a good perspective. They essentially said they were grocery shopping and somebody in their family had literally just passed away. And it's like a reminder to be kind to everybody. You never know what someone's going through. That sounds so cliche, but like, give people grace. Like, just give people grace. 3, this kind of goes into 2, but you give people the grace that you give yourself. So if you are very like short-tempered and like negative towards yourself, you're probably going to be the same way towards other people. And if you don't think you are, if you're having a bad day, how often are you like rude to other people? Think about it. 4, I'm gonna have to hold up my fingers to know which one I'm on, because I'm talking and I know I'm gonna lose count, y'all. 4, so take your time. With anything in life, take your time, right? I feel like, me personally, I'm always in a hurry to do something, to go somewhere, to see someone. Like, it's never that deep. It's never that deep. Like, even to get to work, I'm gonna get there when I get there, because 9 times out of 10, if I'm rushing, I'm going to be late regardless. But it's like, okay, how late do I want to be? But if I'm rushing and I get in a car accident, I'm not gonna get there anyway, right? Take your time. Relationships. Someone had put into perspective like a while ago. I dated this kid, that sounds so wild. He has a kid on the way. I dated this guy, and I wanted him so bad. We were talking, and I was like, oh my God, like, I want this man, da 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 da. And I was just like egging it on. I was just like, oh my God, I want you. And it's just like, I was hyped up, and it wasn't nothing serious. It wasn't even nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was cool. We dated for a couple months, but like, I could have did without, but like, I was in such a rush to date him, and I feel like I ruined it in the process. Like, if I just like waited a little bit longer to see what he was really about, I probably wouldn't have wanted him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a type of person that's like, I want it, like, I'm gonna have it, and I need to stop doing that, because sometimes what I want, I don't need to have, So yeah, take your time. That was the moral of the story. 5, 30 is not old. 30 is not old. And people keep trying to like convince me otherwise, and I'm like, not with that. Like, most of my brothers and sisters are probably well in their 30s, right? Like, my brother's birthday is today, and he turns 34, right? My sister's birthday was a couple of days ago. She turned 32. 30 is not old. 30 is not old. You have been an adult now at the age of 30 for 9 years, if you consider an adult 21, because you can legally drink. You have been an adult for 9 years. Think about where you were when you were 9 years old. Put it in perspective. You're welcome. 6. So, just because you see it doesn't mean you need to have it. And I'm telling myself this because, yeah, sometimes I go into stores and I'm like, oh my God, I want this so bad, and I don't need it. Like, you could do without. The rule is, wait 3 days. If you still wait 3 days, if you still want it, then go back and get it. And 9 times out of 10, when you go back in 3 days, it's not even there, meaning you weren't supposed to have it. weren't supposed to have. 7, when you are talking to someone new or getting to know someone, understand that they are not a part of your schedule, or you are not a part of their schedule, right? So I used to take it personal when people like wouldn't text me back, not like even putting into perspective, like they had a life before and like they have a life right now, like before and after me. I'm just now getting to know this person. They have to now, like I have to work up to be able to be in their schedule, like be something in their schedule, right? They have to like fit me in somehow, some way, right? They're not obligated to do that at all. Oh my God, no, what did I just do? Go back down, go back down, go back down. Okay, that's terrible. Oh well. They're not obligated to do any of that, right? Like they don't have to fit me into their schedule at all. So it's a privilege to say that you're a part of somebody's routine, and it should be treated as such. Absolutely. 8, I think. 8. That is so crazy. I had a whole list, and this is why I didn't want to do the list, because it sounds so scripted, right? Just because someone says that you can't do something does not mean that you can't. Hear me out. So 9 times out of 10, when someone's telling you that you can't do something, it's because they're projecting, because they couldn't do it. Go prove them wrong. Prove yourself right. Right? It matters. Show up for yourself. Because if you don't, you're just like, it's like, what is the word I'm looking for? It is programming your mind to believe someone else's opinions about you without even giving yourself the opportunity to do it, to see if you can do it, right? So there's that one. 9. You are in control of your own emotions. No one made you feel a certain way. You are in control of your own emotions. And I say that to say, how you choose to react to something says a lot about you. So if you're someone who is easily defensive, you have a problem with believing things that other people are saying, right? So if somebody's like, oh my God, you're so stupid. And you'd be like, I'm not stupid. Like, what are you talking about? And you're like going like tit for tat with them. Like, that's not necessary. That's not necessary. I'm not about to, I don't owe you any type of explanation to like debunk the thought of you thinking that I'm unintelligent. Who are you? Like, what? I'm stupid. No, I made a mistake and I'm gonna fix it. Just because I made a mistake, as humans do, does not equal me being stupid. I don't know who told you that, but maybe your parents bullied you when you were growing up. I don't know. 10. Saying less is more. Saying less is more. I feel like I don't need to explain that one. If you don't get what I'm saying, then you need to practice that. 11. 1. 11. Dang. 11. Instead of asking, why me? Ask, why not you? Right? Things and people are put into your path for a reason. So instead of questioning it, just say, why not me? Why not you? If it's a good thing, I'll say that. If it's a good thing. Even if it is a bad thing, you can say like, this is bettering me as an individual. Because you're always going to have things that pop up in your life that are just like, oh my God, like, there's no way this is happening right now. Okay, cool. What are you going to do about it? I've become more like logic and solution oriented than dwelling on like how I feel about it. I give myself at least like 10 minutes to feel some type of way and be like, all right, if it's really bothering me and it involves another person, then I bring it up. But yeah. 12, set boundaries and stick to them. Because if you set a boundary and you tell somebody about it and they disrespect it and you continue to do whatever you're doing with that individual, or just even like allowing them to still be in your life, you're disrespecting yourself. And I learned that the hard way. So set boundaries and stick to them. Like there's this one guy, he doesn't like being called the B word, right? Rightfully so. And he told me up front, he was like, if you call me this, like I'm going to stop texting you. Like we're just not going to have conversations. And I was like, okay. And so we had stopped talking for a while. Right? And I said it while we were on the phone, not directed towards him, just in general. And I had to like stop, apologize, and remind him that I knew that he didn't like that word being referred to in conversation. And he thanked me because he was like, I'm glad that you remembered. And I'm like, I feel like that's something that's hard to forget. But I caught myself. So I respected his boundary, even after all that time, you know? So that's a good example. 13. 13. It's getting hot in here, y'all. I'm not gonna cap. I'm gonna take this in the house because it's getting hot in this car. So remember, we're at 13. 1, 3. All right, y'all, we back. So 13. Comparison is the killer of all joy. Sorry, y'all. Sitting on my hair. Ow! Okay. Comparison is the killer of all joy. Just because someone else is where you would like to be in life doesn't mean that it's not going to take some sort of like work. You know? So take that into account. Like, understand that they are where they are because they probably put in the work to get there. And you can't compare yourself when you might have to work a little harder. Or you might have to work a little longer. Everything comes in due time. Just stop comparing your success to other people. You're not on their timeline and they're not on yours. So be grateful that you're different. 14. There is no one like you. When I say one of one, I mean one of one. You might have people who look like you, who are similar in characteristics to you, but you are not. There's no one like you. There's no one else like you. Not a soul. So take that into account, right? Like when you have friendships, like they will never find another you. When you get out of relationships, you will never find another them, or they will never find another you, because there's only one. You might have someone who's similar. You might have someone who is different in many aspects, right? But there's no, or not different. That's not what I want to say. Yeah, you might have someone similar, but there's never going to be two of the same people. And that's just that. 15. Spend time with people who make time for you. And don't confuse someone's availability with their free time, right? So they may be free, but not available. So in essence, spend time with the people who want to spend time with you, right? Like, I feel like that's kind of common sense, but some people would rather spend time with someone who doesn't really have the time for them and then get upset. They don't have time for you. They don't want to make time for you. That's just that. People make time for the things that they want, and they don't for the things that they don't. It's that simple, babes. 16. They should have kept nap time as an adult. This is not a lesson I've learned, just an observation. They should have kept nap time for adults. This is very ghetto out here. You mean to tell me I'm supposed to eat and sleep in 30 minutes? That's not happening. That's crazy. I gotta pick one. All right, 17. 17. Try new things in life. I feel like we're constantly evolving, but you will never know what you do and don't like if you don't try. I used to be the type of person that would go to restaurants and get the same thing because I was like, I know I'm paying for it, so I don't want to just get the same thing every time I go out to eat because that's boring. But I was like, I don't want to try anything new because if I get something new and I don't like it, now I'm out of money and food, and that's kind of wild. But try new things. Like, there's a lot of things that I've come to like after trying it. So just try it out. 18, find new hobbies. I think as this generation, we're always like, oh my God, I'm bored. I want to drink. I want to smoke. I want to this. I want to that. No, ma'am. No, thank you. No, find a new hobby. Like, I found a love for poetry. I applaud people who crochet. I used to be into like bracelet making, like all this stuff that I knew I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, I like doing this, and I do, but I had to find the time for it. I also found a new love for reading. It's very calming. It's very peaceful. I enjoy it. So that too. I used to have to read as a kid in grade school, and I hated it because it was forced. Didn't like reading. So now that I have the time and I have like the space to do it, you know, I just sit back and I'm just like, I'm going to relax. I'm going to read. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And it was great. I had a great time. So yeah, find new hobbies. Like, you'll never know what you do and don't like if you don't try. Or like whenever someone's like, oh, look, what are you into? What do you like doing for fun? Now you have a list of things to tell them. So they have no excuse to be like, I don't even know what you like. Me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I believe that was 17. So 18. 18. 1-8? I think that's 18. Hold on. All right, y'all. So the final hobbies was 18. So we're going to move on to 19. Can you, thank you. Okay, 19. We're almost there. 19. Be patient. Be patient. Everything will come in due time. And I feel like we get caught up in like, I could be doing this, I could be doing this, I could be doing this. Like, be patient with yourself. Be patient with the things that you want in your life. Patience is key to a lot of things, right? You have to be patient for a job. You have to be patient in traffic. You have to be patient waiting to pay a bill in a long line in a store. You have to be patient to get your food in a drive-thru that has no employees. You have to be patient. Patience. 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 Be patient. 20. Relationships are not the end all be all. I'm single currently, and there's nothing bad between me and my ex, but it's a breath of fresh air because I don't have to worry about accommodating myself for someone else at this very moment. Relationships are a lot of work. Platonic and romantic. So you have to be willing to do the work. And if you're not, then you probably shouldn't be in one. So with that being said, I've found, like, I've gotten closer to a lot of my friends. Not to say that, like, that relationship was keeping me from them, but I was so wrapped up in being a better partner rather than being a better individual. And then when I switched to try to be a better individual, the relationship kind of suffered from it. So relationships are not end all be all. Like, we're still young, right? We have a lot of time. And I feel like the person that is supposed to be in your life will find you. And this kind of goes into the next one. So 21, people are in your life for a season and a reason, right? A lot of the relationships that I have been in have all taught me something. I came out better for it. And not even to be funny, but like, I used to say it was like character development. And it is. Like, every relationship that I've been in, I've learned something about that person, and I've learned a whole lot more about myself that I probably wouldn't have had I not had that relationship. So I always think that, like, the person that you end up in a relationship with is your person for that moment. And not even on like a possessive kind of thing. No, I mean, like, they're that person for that moment, that time period in your life. They're there to show you something, right? And I feel like when people get married, you've gotten to the point of like, I've done the steps to get to this point. right? I've done the steps. So relationships are pretty much like steps, if you think about it, to get to that big, like if marriage is your goal, then that's the top of the staircase. So all of these are stepping stones, right? It's helping you build yourself as a person, not to tear you down. It's meant to build you. You just have to let it do its thing. And 22, and this is what I'll leave off with. This is your life. This is your life. I'm going to say it again. This is your life. No one else is going in that casket when you die, if that's how you choose, right? Nothing is coming with you but all the memories that you have. This is your life. Treat it as such. Do the things that you want to do. Try the things that you want to try. Be with the people who you want to be with. Life is too short to be feeling like you have animosity towards so many people. Or life is too short to feel like, oh, I'm beefing with this person. It's too short, bro. It is too short. Like, you start resenting people. You start being angry at the world. You start hating yourself. Like, there's so many other things that come from, like, having animosity towards people, or just, like, built up grudges and anger. Life is too short. This is your life. Everyone else is a character, and vice versa, right? Like, in everyone else's life, you're a character, but they are the main character. This is your story. You get to write it how you see fit. So do so. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let anybody try to dictate your decisions. Help is always, a nice thing, but don't let anyone decide, or don't let another person be the deciding factor in your life. Don't let another person be the deciding factor of your choices in your life. So with that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next Saturday in the next video. Love you. Bye.